Hello, everybody. Welcome, all you lovely, beautiful, unique, divine souls. It's Sunshine here, Jacqueline Kane, and Alana Helm. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. We are going to look today at, has anybody been feeling like, hmm, at times you're playing like hide and go seek and not able to show your truth, right? Speak your truth, share your truth. So today we thought we'd get together and be able to share and talk about what people are experiencing. And we'd love to hear in the comments for you to share. Yes, this is resonating with me. Yes, I feel like I've been playing hide and go seek and I'm so tired of feeling invisible, feeling like I haven't been found, feeling like what's the point of everything if I can't be in my own truth? So welcome, welcome, Alana. Welcome, Jacqueline. And Alana, would you mind introducing yourself for everybody?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name's Alana, and I call myself the Cosmic Prosperity Activator because one of those big pieces that we like to play hide and seek with is money and finances. And that's where I have my CPA and CFP and all these, licenses and whatnot. And what I found though with the financial industry is we didn't actually talk about the human and who you really are. And when you have these hopes and dreams and want to create in your life, we're usually so stuck in the mundane and the pen to paper and your numbers and finances and bank account. And yet there's this bigger part of who you are that we need to explore. So I really bring in different energetic tools, human design, gene keys, neo-shamanic energy work. And the reason being, you're so much more than whatever the numbers are in your bank account. And when we can dive in and look a little deeper into who you are and what's driving the creative process in your life and what you're bringing value wise and contributing to the world and service, it's so powerful. And if we're hiding from these parts of ourselves, my invitation is, are you ready to start to explore it? Really dive in, go deeper.
I'm so grateful and so excited that you're here, Alana. That is absolutely incredible. And that's a lot of information, right? That we can simplify and make it more easier. Because what I take from what you just shared is that we can have a huge part on creating what we bring forth in our lives. Yes. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Jacqueline.
Hello, thank you, Sunshine, for inviting me. And Alana, I loved everything you just said. So I am Jacqueline Kane, low back pain specialist and master energy healer, helping people get to the root cause of their physical and emotional and even financial pain. Under all physical conditions, has an emotional and energetic component. And the secret to really healing so that you can get out of pain and finally turn your illness around is healing the emotions underneath and the beliefs and the conditioning that we've taken on our whole lives. And then when we heal all of that, then life opens up where you're able to heal and feel better, and money shows up, and the right relationships, the right opportunities show up. So life can be so much more fun when we're living in our aligned, energetic life. And that's what I'm here to help people do.
Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. Yes, very, very intriguing and exciting and inspirational what you do. And you know what? Everything's always changing. And like you said, everything needs to align and resonate. And we can get so far off, right? You mentioned just relationships, right? Relationships in itself is such a huge thing that are forever changing within the relationship or with relationships with other people. So very
Yeah.
good, juicy, yummy information today here, ladies. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and I'm Sunshine. I'm a medium, an energy healer, and a soul spiritual life coach. And all of us are authors too. Thank you, Jacqueline, for that. And yes, there, we are energy, we're vibration and frequency, we're continuously changing. But we have that comfort zone within ourselves, right? So we like to do that playing hide and go seek. I'm comfortable here, right? If I move out of this, then this isn't me. And like, I'm comfortable not being seen or heard, and playing it invisible kind of thing.
Hmm.
But when we do that, right, like we look at how, society is, and you mentioned conditioning, Jack, and that's what it is conditioning. It's almost like a brainwash, right? It's almost allowing things outside of us to control, right? Like kind of like puppets, but not knowing anything different. Think of
Absolutely. Yeah.
the matrix, how it is right now. We've always believed that, somebody has to, be in the government for certain things, to do certain things. And maybe that's not working the same. And maybe like the same anymore. Changes have to be made, but it's something that we've always been taught or shown. It's been instilled in us. But some things don't resonate. They don't feel like our truth anymore. So what are we supposed to do from there, right? So things that don't feel truthful to us can be like huge. And then there can be smaller things that we know that aren't our truth, and they can feel like a little smaller or in between. So where do we start? What do we do about it? How do we find our truth? And by finding our truth, we could think, or speaking our truth, is that selfish? Because that's something else we've been taught, right?
Yeah.
So many questions when
I
it comes to
resonate with that too. Yeah.
right? So
Guilt,
many.
so much. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes. So we can be in like fear, right? Which is that comfort zone and that conditioned self. Or we can step into our truth about things. So who would like to share?
Go for it, Jack.
Well, I think first, as you're talking, like we have to want to change, right? And I think the first step is always taking inventory of where our life is at. Are you happy? Do you find that the right opportunities, the right people are easily showing up for you in your life? Or is life a struggle? Is it a hardship? Is it things just aren't going well? And it's always really hard to make progress. If you're a business owner, has it been easy to run your business and be out there and make a life out of it, or has it been a struggle? That's the first place I think people can start. Look at your life, and what are you bringing in, and what are you attracting, because that's really something to look at. If we are really responsible for our lives and being energetically aligned to our goals and our dreams and all of that, then it all starts with us. So, first
Yeah.
step is you.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
so
And
important.
the awareness, right? Like what you're saying is just to stop and really take note. And yes, we can look at everything physically, but then it's that layer that you already brought up that's so important that you work with, Jacqueline, is the emotional layer, right? And I love emotions. More and more I've learned to love my emotions because it's actually a gold mine.
Yeah.
And there's so much wisdom and insight and pieces of information that I can pull in and recognize about myself that ultimately we're usually taught like, oh, I'm grumpy, I'm upset, and I shouldn't be because I can't manifest, or I'm just going to be like this Debbie Downer everywhere I go. But why are you down? And what's getting you down? What is causing you to actually have this emotional response where now you're saying, I am upset. And most of the time, we don't even look inward to say why or what caused this. And for me, the emotions keep building, right? So I could have this one thing happen. And if I don't process that emotion, it carries with me to the next experience and the next event and the next person I'm with through the day. So then it like just keeps getting bigger and bigger until there's going to be something that just really sets us off. And now we snap, right? Now the energy comes out. But if I really look at what was going on, what caused me to snap, and then I keep going to that that main piece, that culprit, the starting point, the catalyst, it's usually because I didn't speak up. I let somebody walk all over me. I I didn't show up, or I thought that I should just be who I am in a certain way and make myself smaller. And then I'm mad about it. And the reality is, me being mad is showing me I'm on a path doing things I don't want to do that are not aligned for me. And so having the awareness to go inward to this piece of the emotional layer, right? Because yes, we can go into beliefs and start, why do I believe that? But on the greater surface is the emotion itself. And I always say to myself, to my friends, my kids, my clients, your emotions are showing you, are you getting closer to what you want or what you don't want? Because if you're really on this path doing certain things you don't want to do, your emotions are already showing you stop. And then when you dig deeper and start to go, well, why am I upset? I didn't want to do that thing. I didn't have the energy. I said yes anyway. And then now it really didn't go the way I wanted. And I tripped and I fell and, got hurt. And all these things start to happen from that one starting point. So the thing that you can do is just be mindful, be aware of where are you emotionally. And if you are happy, what are the things you can keep doing? And if you're feeling unhappy, what are the things you can release, let go, say something so that it doesn't continue to spiral you?
Well said.
Beautiful. And emotions are so in feelings, right? Like, and there's higher vibrational and lower vibrational feelings, and we're divine souls having a human experience. So if we didn't have like those lower vibrational feelings, those are connected to our experiences. Those are what we can take with us to love and to heal and evolve our soul. And if we didn't have them, we'd be like zombies. The difference is feeling them, allowing them, right? And then knowing that they're there because they're still attached to your different bodies and systems. And they're getting bigger and bigger, right, Alana, how you're describing. And a lot of people can feel like, oh, life is just happening, or the universe is after me, everything's transpiring. But they're reflecting things that need to be healed. And it can be feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotions are the golden thing to us healing when we're here, right? They're absolutely amazing, incredible things, but we might disassociate from them, right? We might like them, Alana, how you like just pile up and pile up and pile up. We have over 500 a day. We can't feel them all, but they do cause pain, right? Like frustration. If I have a frustration in me and I'm just too busy and I'm not paying attention, my body will scream at me, my shoulders, right? Because they want me to be like, feel it, allow it, accept it. We're like screaming at you. It's a warning sign, right? What are you frustrated at? Why are you frustrated, right? What are you going to do about it? Just know that I'm here. And think of how much just our physical body does for us every single day, let alone the other bodies. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Jacqueline?
Yeah, no, this is great. So once we have awareness, then we really can decide what we want to do in our life, right? What kind of change do we want to make? And once you start opening up to this inner knowing, this inner truth, because we're all individuals, it's not one for all, right? When we allow everybody to be themselves and share their wisdom, their guidance, that's when there will be more peace on earth and everybody can really open up and open their heart to just having compassion and feeling gratitude for all that we have. So I guess that's just my incentive for people is just take inventory. Where are you? What do you want to change? And that's what we're going to be able to talk about over the next year and see where our conversations go, because so much more to living a life than just surviving, than just getting by and being miserable and blaming somebody else. On the other side of that, there's so much love and excitement and joy and possibilities that can be so addictive and fun and liberating. So that's what we're here for. And I'm really interested to hear what people are thinking and what they want for their lives in 2025.
It is exciting. It's a little bit like, whoo, right? But it is like to go from a surviving, right, to like, okay, how am I going to make it through the day, to like a thriving is completely different. And it's absolutely, it's hard to find the words that describes that until you're actually there and you've been living in that. And, we can tell ourselves, whoo, it's not, it's quite the journey to get there, or I can't even think where to go with that. But that's the thing. We have these monkey gymnastic mind all the time that gets in the way. And we have to drop it down to like our heart, our soul, our knowing, our own truth, right? And speak that. Yes. And then to slow it down and connect. Another thing is we're so busy in lives, right? Society teaches us to be so busy in life. And you got to do this, you got to do that, right? Have a career, keep your education up, look after your family. So we're always so busy that we don't even necessarily have the time to go within, right? To sort out, what is my truth? What am I doing? What would I like to speak? It is my inner talk that I have inside me. Is it lining up with how I'm feeling, my emotions, with how I'm thinking in my thoughts? And is it lining up with how I'm speaking on the outside of me? Right? That's the truth to go within, has to start with us. Say, for example, when it comes to, truth and trust kind of are similar. Would we all agree to kind of similar? And when we think, say, we'll change it up to trust for a moment. When we think of trust, we can automatically go to, my trust has been broken because of past relationships or how I was raised or what happened there. But the trust doesn't come from the outside of us. The trust has to come within, right? Our own trust, our own inward love, right? Our own thoughts. And then we can trust others. The trust has to come within, and then we trust in our soul self, and then we can trust in others, right? But it's not our fault. It's how we've been conditioned. It's that societal, it's our experiences. It's because we don't have conversations like this necessarily. But it's time to change. It doesn't matter how we got here. It's time to, stop playing the hide and go seek, be in our truth, right? And be seen and heard out there in the universe. And Jacqueline, you had mentioned, right? We can heal the earth. We can heal ourselves. We can have a flavor of heaven here on earth, whatever that is to people.
Mm-hmm.
Alana, Jacqueline?
It's that external that we've given all our power to. And just like you're saying, it comes from within. So the external noise, the external distractions, they usually will force you to go in. But when you get to choose to start within, you actually get to create out here. And so that's the part where we often say our emotions are that external reaction. And yet, just like you're saying, if you already have this truth that you're wanting to discover, you have to trust and allow the energy to flow. And we don't always trust our emotions. We don't always trust our thoughts. We don't trust ourselves, right? So if I don't trust me, how am I going to trust any of you, right? And now I go out in the big wide world and I'm already like not trusting any of it. And I don't trust that spirit or God has my back. I already feel like I have to do it all myself. I'm alone. Nobody gets me, nobody sees me, right? So all of these woundings, these conditionings, all these patterns, we think starts out here because that's where we're like, but it's happening. And this is where we can see it. But it's all the stuff in here, all the patterns. You're already creating it. You're already saying in some sort of fashion that I need to have this experience where you're going to ignore me, because guess what? The whole time I was ignoring myself. I was ignoring my emotions. I was ignoring my truth. I wasn't trusting. So I love that you're bringing in that trust with truth, because again, it's all that inward journey, and being the soul that is so infinite and powerful, we forget because we're in our, I'm just gonna say our meat suit. We're kind of in this body, like playing this role and saying we're not robots, but yet we already condition ourselves to have certain experiences that through that awareness and through the recognition of change, the power is already right here to do something different. And everyone talks about death and taxes being the only constant. It's change. Everything is about change. So change the next piece. And even if you're like, I don't like change, guess what? You're going to change your clothes tomorrow, or you're going to, change some other aspect, or something is going to break and you got to replace it. And you know what I mean? It's just everything has that change factor. So allowing ourselves to really just embrace it, knowing that it comes from here. How do I feel about it? What do I think about it? Is this good? Is this bad? Starts to ripple out. And not just in your reality, but in all of our realities. It's when it all starts to be such this grand ripple that we're impacting each other. And if it's in a negative way, maybe that's what you get to change. You get to choose different tomorrow or in this moment, right? To smile and think something different, or trust in yourself a little more that it's going to be okay. Lean into that.
Thank you, Alana. Oh, Jacqueline,
Ditto everything Alana said. Yeah.
would you have something? I was going to get back to you, Alana, but I just thought before we close today, Jacqueline, do you have something that you would do to be able to quiet yourself, to be able to get into yourself, like Alana was, talking about, like when things on the outside feel busy, right? Or maybe not necessarily going in the direction that we were desiring.
Sure. When I,
Yeah.
it, even though I've done a lot of work on myself and I know a lot of things, sometimes I just don't want to do them. But when I'm ready to do that, I take journal and pen and paper, and just start writing, getting my thoughts out on paper. It's the fastest, easiest way to move that energy outside of your body, to start making some shifts. And the more you trust it, the faster you will shift into a higher vibration, one where you can get back to just being you and living life. Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds so peaceful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alana, what do you use, like something quick?
I tend to get stuck in my head, which is what most of the world is conditioned to do. So the biggest and most important thing that for me is being in my body. I love to ground. So whether that's going out in nature and being barefoot, I actually have grounding mats at my desk and my sheets. And so I'm always wanting to really connect to the earth, but then moving, because if I'm in my head, I'm not in my body. It's not the same energy. So for me, I can even start taking breaths, but I'm going to want to go move. And that can be go for a walk. Even if you're in a stressful situation, you can leave, you can go for a walk. You can go somewhere where you're in the sun, you're with the earth, whatever it is that allows you to just be in your body. I even like laying down, because then that really can shut off the energy in my head and be more in that meditative state. But it's making sure that I'm really just connecting to me, because if I'm in my body, now I'm more apt to actually feel my feelings and recognize that they exist. Because if I'm in my head, I'll just overthink it and I'll try and push them away. And the movement, the grounding, all of those kinds of parts really help me to be more physically present. And that's I don't know, that's my go-to. That's helpful for me.
Beautiful. Woo-hoo. And everybody can do it so differently too, right? I might call an archangel into, the Gabrielle about truth and finding your truth, and she works all on that. Or like you say, grounding. Are you in your mind, right? We have like life force when we're here, and we use so much of it here that doesn't do anything, right? So if we were told, oh, you only have a certain amount of life force, which we never ever know, we'd really, drop things to our heart and be able to come from there. So yeah, what are people doing in their spiritual exercises, their spiritual things that they do every day, or in, if you don't even call it spiritual, how are you getting into that self, right? What are you practicing? What are you doing? And something that you're practicing now may not, like you were talking about change, right? Where energy, vibration, and frequency can constantly change, right? The way we do yoga or the way we meditate, or, are we just lighting a candle and looking into that flame to get back inside, right? What are we doing? Or I love to be able to give gratitude all day long and feel my feelings, but then process them, right? Like, whew, okay, I have every right to feel a little bit frustrated right now. Like, what is it? How, where's that coming from? Right? Who's gifted me with that? And feeling it and allowing it, and yeah, giving myself time to process, right? And then I can see the gifts in it, the golden nuggets. And it's so important, Jacqueline and Alana, what you were sharing is, we do need to be in our body to be able to experience things, right? Because if we are not in our body it's just kind of bypassing us, right? And then have to come around again. But why not take every experience that we can possibly take so we can take it to us when we're no longer here in the physical, right? So, yes. But thank you, everybody, for being here today. And we're so excited to hear your comments, to hear your sharings, to hear, what you've experienced with truth, or where you're at, or how you feel that you may be playing hide and go seek. And that can get tired. It can get draining. It can be fun. It can get tired and it can get draining. All right, we'll see everybody again next time. Sending lots of love. Enjoy all moments.
Bye.
Hi, thank you.
Bye. Not seeing the button to stop recording.
Even at the top, there should be a little square that says stop.
I don't have anything like that, which I found really strange.
Or at the bottom.
Yeah, I
The
usually,
record button, 2 circles.
I've had to go to more and set on more, and all I have is captions, docs, live stream, whiteboard, and reset. I don't, oh, there we go. I found it.